I don't think we can do anything but check this river with jacks. He's not going to bet very often, but we have to give him a chance. And hope for not quads. I think we're going to defend here on table 1. I think it could be a fold. I think it's probably 50-50. Probably could have folded this time. And I think it's pretty close on this flop. I don't think we want to fold yet with some backdoors. Interesting spot on the turn. If he does bet, could mix in some check raising. And we can check raise more if we think that he's bluffing too much on this turn. I think we do want to continue with check raise. If we do continue, we would have some fold equity. Don't need to check raise massive though. I don't think. I think it achieves the same if we go smaller. Let's just check raise some of our King X. And if he is over bluffing like we thought, which is the reason we're check raising, then we just get natural folds anyway. Yeah, we'll fold into 3-bet. Wish I had those 10 seconds back. Love a little defend. And we probably check raise this one with the 4 and the nut flush draw. Not going to check raise this board very often, so you got to be careful with your combo choices. But we will choose this one. And when we check raise this board, we're going to be fairly, our value range is pretty strong. That's the fridge if you can hear that. There's like a meme in my house now of just me just randomly mid-sentence saying that's the fridge. And on the turn we'll go with block for a third with most of our range. But yeah, like I was saying, on this board, when we do have value, it's going to be like 2 pair and sets. So we're allowed to go pretty big because we're reasonably polarized when we do raise. And on the river, it's just a clear jam now. We would do this as a bluff and hopefully it just doesn't fold a smaller flush. Snap folds, that's fine. King Queen, gonna go with call. I think we can fold with it sometimes, but not very often in this spot because you're still ahead of so many of his hands. And if we're gonna mix in check raise on this flop, we'll do it a bit less when we got the Queen of Spades, so we'll just check call this time. And when he checks back, I still think we beat a bunch of hands. I don't think he check backs Ace King. Yeah, he could have some traps, but we're definitely gonna start with a bet. Hand's just a little bit too strong to do anything else, I think. And when he doesn't raise the turn, I think we just keep betting here. Still target his worst kings. I'm debating whether we can overbet the river. Maybe heroes a bit more with jacks and tens if we overbet. Pretty reasonable, right? Maybe a little bit thin, still calls like king 6 maybe. I think we are going to overbet. I think it's a little bit dicey, but here we are. Take it down, but maybe he levels himself and that works out good for us. And table 2, we flop the nuts, and I think blocking the 6 and the 5 versus his range of check backs. Then we just do a check again. Don't think he can call very often when he checks back that board. And we'll just try and check call and let him bluff off. Still pretty happy to let him bluff off and try and make me fold at ace high. And I think we do want to raise. Just one we're targeting to call, probably like ace 6, but I blocked that. Maybe I'm gonna go big and hope that he finds some sort of hero. I'm not sure what he can hero me with, but it's Ankes, so hope for the best. Think about it later. He does find the hero. He had 9s that he checked out the flop with, so that worked out nicely. Gonna probably can do something with Queen 9 suited here. I think we're gonna RNG call. Usually folding, and that's why you RNG it, because when you do RNG, you just flop the best board ever. And we could definitely do some mixing here with raise and call. Gonna go call in position. Definitely can raise this a lot if you want to. And I like block here a lot. And then on the river, we actually do lose to ace king of clubs, ace 6 of clubs. It goes for check call. I think we're pretty polarized when we do bet here though, so I think we do want to jam. I'm just debating between bet big and jam. And if I do bet big, do I fold? Don't think I fold. I think it is a jam. Might be a bit too thin if it's a jam, but sight. Yeah, that might be slightly off there, given we're that deep, but I think it's going to be okay. Flop the set on table 3. Going to go with check raise because I've got the 5 of spades. And on the turn, I like block here. And then when he doesn't raise me, but the jack gets there, I'd imagine a 6 to just raise. Where's my size? Just get a bunch of 2 pairs, so I think I just block and fold to a raise. That could have been lethal. So that they're trying to get us today. Table 1, we check call flop, check turn, and then we're just leading river here. I think our kick is good enough to lead versus the button. Nice. He had king deuce for a bit of a hero. And we're going to 3-bet see with this. Queen of clubs, maybe we can check the turn. Yeah, I think we can probably check this turn. And we're basically always calling the river. He's obviously got some sets, but he also has like ace tens, and he has king jack as well, but we're not folding 2 pair now. That'll do. Table 3, this is slightly annoying on the turn, but we 3-bet, get cold call by this guy then calls, check through on the flop, he bets, and we check raise small. And we're getting stacked on table 1 versus a fish. All in on the turn. He cashed out. I don't think we can do anything but check this river with jacks. He's not going to bet very often, but we have to give him a chance. And hopefully not quads. That's the one we wanted. Easy come, easy go. And we're just going to rip this. Wish me luck. And we'll try and hold. That's a good flop. It's a good turn. Dece. That probably makes us a winner for today. Yeah, we call 2 3-bets here on the button. Yeah, we'll start with a call here versus large size. And diamond is nice. And we've called a 3-bet and a C-bet on table 2. Turn the second nuts, which is also nice. And here, I think, with some fold equity, we could consider jam. If we have no fold equity, we should always call. And I think we have some fold equity, and we have a lot of equity anyway, so I think this is just going to fit into jam even if the fold equity is quite low, so I'm not going to think about it too much. I'll let you, nice. And then table 2, we're just going to rip here after betting turn. Tank is good. In the meantime, we'll call forward in queens. Yeah, I'll let you know if he calls. But table 3, we're going to go with a tiny c-bet. Think of the fight. Yeah, I think we're just going to give up now. And that's a very large size, but we're done. He's still tanking. I think the 4 minutes is long enough not to get sniped, but we'll worry about that next time. And we're going to start with c-bet here. And I think we like barrel a lot here. And bogey bluff most rivers, and something that doesn't pair. That's the one I'm going to be bluffing, and we'll be overbetting. Good luck me. Blocking ace 10, 10, 9. Don't have diamonds. Pretty good combo. Got him. Don't bluff guys unless they're going to fold. That's the trick. Ace king. Pretty clear 4-bet. And probably going with this versus one of them and folding versus two of them. And we'll win this flip. That's not the one. Oh, it is the one. Sick. I didn't realize we could win that one. Let's win the second one. Let's go. Let's go. Oh. Sick to win the first one. Especially when I thought I was drawing dead. Yeah, with 3 big aces on table 1. Not fall into that. That'll do. Table 2. We call it a 3-bet. Probably just gonna fold versus a c-bet. Thing with the follow. Gonna appeal this multi-way thing with the follows. I think with the double backdoor here, quite deep, we are going to peel in position. It's getting spicy. I'm debating a raise. Don't think I have that much forward equity. Do beat some hands like 6-5, 5-4, ace-5. It's a reasonable river, but it still looks ace-queen, but now we just have to pay him. Need him to call worse here. I think he's going to call like ace-4 and ace-5 reasonably well anyway, but we'll just size down to make sure he can call even wider. Not happy we get raised. David follows. I think tanking, I'm not. I mean, if he still raises, I'm still in the same spot, so I'm still sweating a tank. And fold is fine. Table number 3, we peeled a 4-bet, and now we're going to lead the turn. That's pretty good, because he checks back like aces and kings, and checks back ace-king. And then on this river, I don't think we can do anything but jam. He's going to check back too many opens, especially in a 4-bet pot. He's probably got ace-king, which we still got value from on the turn. Table 2, we ISO'd and we're just going to c-bet. And we're going to check back and maybe bluff some rivers. Yeah, I don't have to bet very big here. Okay, maybe I did. What do you think about Carney 7 course and upswing? I haven't seen that either. I've heard that the course content is reasonable, but the play and explains kind of fall apart because the guy doesn't seem to be playing very well, is the nice way of framing it. But I haven't seen it myself. So if you're smart enough to take out the right stuff, I imagine that's pretty good. But if you're just listening to it from it just seems it's the classic. It's good theory, but bad in practice. So you need someone that can understand the theory to a level that he can answer all your questions, but equally apply it in practice at the level it needs to be applied, and understand the nuance between like where theory is going to be better in certain spots and where to ignore theory and sort of over exploit. Aces, I guess he just doesn't have anything, so get a check raise, I guess. David to follow. Think we get called by worse a fair bunch in versus a large size. Don't think he has that many 7x. And he had 5-4. Table 3, we c-bet flop. I think with the queen of spades, we're going to mix a check on the turn. and then we'll reassess the river. Usually call, but if he does something big, might be fold. And now we can just value bet. Got him. Well, didn't get him, he folded, but we did a little defend on table 3. Probably not calling this all the time. Pre. Double backdoor's nice. Not sure I want to bet the turn. I think he still calls like ace 10, which is super sigh. Turn, interesting spot. I think that we probably do get away with a call. Annoying when he gets to value bet, but I also don't want him to be able to value bluff like jack 10 on the turn, so maybe we got there. Maybe we got there. It kings. What a way to lose with kings. Thank you for the follows. If you guys can't see this chat, he said he was going to bluff diamonds. If you can see it there. I was going to bluff diamonds, I had ace 5 off. Yeah, sorry. Snapshot in his face. Think we can mix check and bet here on the turn. I think we're going to go check, bluff some rivers. I think we can get away with the bluff now. I think once we do check the turn, we do bluff the river despite the fact we have spades. Nice. Gotta make sure we fold the 10. Table number 3, we got a small 3-bet here, and this guy cold called, so we flipped it in because we're all deep. I'm not going to bluff the turn. And maybe they both ace king one time. Checks through twice and he bets river. Just debating what he has. Guess he could have some 9x. Ace 9, I guess. We don't block, we only block one combo of 9-8. So maybe we just RNG call with like 8 of clubs, 8 of diamonds. That seems pretty reasonable to me. So we won 1965 yesterday. And today, not quite as good. I'll show you that on table 1. And we won 1550 today. Ran a bit better above EV. I think we played pretty fucking well today, boys. I'm glad you joined in. Thank you for tuning in. Appreciate all the views. Please check out the YouTube channel. I'll stick around for a sec to answer any questions in the chat. Let me just quickly read. If you're streaming an view behind you, I bet you get quadruple views. I can't really do that though. The wind is probably a little bit too strong, but I guess now I've got headphones, I could definitely try. And don't forget, I also stream at 9 PM my time, so it's also pitch black outside right now. And in the day, it's going to be really early morning in like the UK time, which is where most of my audience is from, so it's going to be a bit more difficult. If I may ask, where are you playing on Stars, given their rate pack structure? Are you doing a challenge, or I'm just playing foreign Zoom just to prove it's beatable because everyone says it's the hardest game in the world. How do you manage bankroll management in Zoom? I was staked when I played 200 for the first time, and then when I came back to playing it on my own roll, I had way more than I needed to consider bankroll management, so I'm probably not the right person to ask. And who are you rating today? I don't know. Let's have a check, but you guys, I guess, will see in a second. All the best. Thank you very much.